Hey, my magicals. Okay, so there's quite a lot to cover today. This is your new moon reading. Sorry, I know there's a glare on the glasses, but I need to see them because I've got to read something, and I'm like, my eyes are not great at the moment. Okay, so here's the thing. I haven't been doing videos purely because I'm actually having to still hotspot off of my phone. My Wi-Fi has been escalated so much. I think it's actually sitting on God's personal study desk at this point. It's been escalated so many times, but still no Wi-Fi. So I've got a lot to get through in this video. It's the Taurus new moon on the 16th. It's a powerful, powerful new moon. I'm going to talk you through some stuff that we need to know. What I do want to say is I'm going to be doing a pop-up reading on this one because of all of the energy that's we're shifting out of at the moment. This week that we're in now is a massive, massive portal for closing of cycles. On top of which, we have the new moon landing on a closing cycle as well, like the time of. So that automatically magnifies what we are walking away from and what we're leaving behind. Okay. Also, please just excuse the fact that my eyes are a little bit red. I didn't have a fabulous evening with Jack and Jose last night. I very, very cleverly decided to poke my retina with my eyebrow brush. So I'm sorry if my eye gets a little bit like, yeah, this one, yeah. I'm still trying to see properly out of it. Okay, guys, so we have huge energy at play at the moment. There is so much going on in the skies. I don't really know what's going up there. I'm starting to believe that the planets think that they are the cast of cabaret, because whatever's going on up there at the moment is just pure fuckery, and it's been a little bit extreme. One of the things that we need to look at is, and I don't think I actually say this enough about when we are talking about new moons and things like that, but one of the things we really need to take heed of is the fact that we need to focus our intentions, our new moon intentions, on the sign that the planet is in. Okay, that the moon is actually the phase that it's in, right? So for example, with this new moon, it's in Taurus, right? So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about that in a minute, but I keep on forgetting to say that to you, and I'm so sorry. But when we set our intentions, we really do want to set our intentions around the full power of the moon. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to just go through a couple of things here. I've kind of jotted down notes so that, just give me one sec. I just want to put this one up. Oh, I can't, as you were. I'm not going to fight that battle today. We've got Pluto that's just gone into retrograde. It went on the 6th of May, and it's a big one, guys. Pluto in retrograde is a big one. It's a very helpful energy in a way, but it does actually require, it's one of those deep kind of dark, it's a Scorpio energy, so it's deep diving, it's an intense kind of internal reflection. But what it is doing for us is it is closing chapters that we have refused to close. And I always talk to you about free will but in this case, we are losing that free will. It's doing this by literally removing the cosmic energy that has allowed those chapters to remain in our space. Okay, that's how we're being forced. So we no longer have a choice on what to do. So here's the thing, right? When I do the reading just now, what we're going to look at is we're going to look at what cycles we are needing to close, because I reckon if we go with the flow and we don't resist it, it's going to be a whole lot easier for us. That's just the simple truth of it. The more we resist, the more things persist, right? And we don't really want a planet like Pluto to have to remove stuff out of our space. Just putting it out there gently in the corner, although it is a helpful energy. Okay, so this new moon is also a super moon, okay, which means that it's physically at its closest to the Earth. This now takes it just out of the role of not just mental and emotional, but now it's going to be a physical pull that we're going to feel on our physical bodies. Taurus requires grounding. It is earth energy. Make sure that during this process you are resting, you are meditating, you are grounding yourself. This is going to be vital for you guys, for all of us, actually. I say you guys, but for all of us, right, during this period. This is not a joke, guys. This is going to be an intense, intense new moon. If we thought the super moon, the full moon felt intense last time, this last couple of weeks ago, or 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago, this is going to be hectic. So please make sure that you are grounded. Okay. Now, here, this is where it gets interesting. Right. it lands on, I think it's like it's 27 minutes or something, right? On Mars meeting Chiron in the very last degree of Aries, the 28th degree of Aries. Okay. This closes a cycle that started on the 9th of April. And here's the catch. When a new moon energy, now bearing in mind it's a super new moon. Okay. It's a super new moon in Taurus. Taurus requires stability. It requires practicality. It can also speak to stubbornness. Okay. You know, Taurus is all about like our physical realm and our safety in our physical realm. Okay. Whether it be financial or in our homes, whatever it is, it requires stability. Right. So this super new moon lands on the closing of a cycle that started on the 9th of April. When a new moon, period, okay, literally lands on this kind of energy, it cleans the slate for us. It's freshly clean slate. So I'm going to say make the most of this energy because it really is. Like I said to you, this whole passageway this week has been getting us to close out. There are about 3 major cycles. I can't remember them offhand, but they're like 3 major cycles that we're closing out. One of them from 2018. Right? Big energy. And we've been doing this whole year. This fire horse is not playing. It's just closing shit left, right, and center. Okay? So please be aware of that. Use this to your advantage. Okay? We have the moon and Venus. They are now both operating way out of their limits in the best possible way. Right? Which means for us that when we plant the seeds in this new moon, this actually really gives them room to expand far bigger than we expected them to expand. So don't necessarily like dream small. Like just do what you need to do. Put your manifestations out there. As weird as it may sound, as crazy as it may be for you to feel like, oh, you know, I don't know, whatever it is. But don't play small. Because this kind of energy is very expansive energy. Venus loves to love, it loves to give, it loves Taurus. Venus is a representative of the sign of Taurus. The moon is now in a new moon phase. It's a super moon. It's got all of these endings happening, right? It's got all of this potential for us to now expand. When we have endings and closings of cycles, there becomes a void in our energy. The universe hates voids. It will always fill voids, my angels. So please make sure that you're paying attention to that. Okay, right. And then, because we are really, and I mean this, seriously blessed with the supermoon, we have Mars entering Taurus 48 hours after this new moon. This then gives our intentions immediate momentum. So you've got the moon and Venus doing the sexy little, like, you know, mysterious ways kind of dance, their belly dance in the corner, making things happen in bigger and better ways than we can expand. And then Mars comes in and goes, okay, well, we're going to get into motion now. So I'm doing this video now because of the pop-up readings and my schedule. I'm going to try and get those out as quickly as possible so you guys can actually spend that time on the night of the new moon planting your intentions. Although super moons do last for 2 to 3 days afterwards, with the energy hitting 48 hours after that, you're really wanting to get that in there and ready to be magnified. Okay, there we go. Right. And again, like just a little thing there, right? I said, yeah, make sure that you are aligning with the intention of the Taurus energy. Taurus is like it's representative of the Empress, so it's abundance. It's also generosity though. The Empress is not stingy, right? But it's abundance. It's stability. It's freedom. Right? When we look at the Empress card, she has everything. It's luxury, it's spoiling, it's pampering, it's self-care, it's self-love. All of those energies. So we can't just look at abundance and go, okay, I'm going to manifest abundance. That's great. Manifest abundance, manifest the opportunities as well to allow you to access more abundance at the same time. Right? So it could be more work offers. It could be a million different things coming in, but you manifest those as well. Don't be a miss in app, because I know we kind of like when, oh, I want abundance, we kind of feel like, okay, well, you don't really want to do too much for it. And I get that. And we don't have to do to be deserving of, but very often our abundance does come through opportunities. So just make sure you include that when you are doing your manifestations. Okay. Right, guys, I'm going to, because we have got earth energy, I am using the Ancient Stones Oracle by Rebecca Campbell. And it is Rebecca Campbell. Yeah, it is. Sorry, I had a moment there. It's like one of my favorite decks. Let's just go through this. And I just want to get some general energy for us, please, Kelso. Just some general energy. Okay, but that's a lot. Okay, that really is a lot. You're saying the top 4. Okay, well, I'll take the top 4 then. Let's do this. Okay. Right, the sanctuary, harmony and balance, joy and contentment. I kind of feel like this is saying to us, oh God, sorry. You could nearly take that out of my hand there. I think this is saying to us, focus on what brings us pleasure. Because again, the Empress doesn't live in a space of necessity or restriction, right? So this is about finding your inner sanctuary. What makes you happy? What are you needing to bring into your space? What are you needing to do? What are you needing opportunities to? What opportunities do you need to have in order for us to find this balance in our life, to get to that space where our life is joyful? Guys, I know that things are shit hard at the moment, and this sounds like a pie in the sky kind of energy, but we create our own realities. How we can't change what's happening around us in the world. We can only change how we're responding to what's going down. So this is saying focus on your happiness and your joy. Okay. The Guardian Stone, awakening, progress, and initiation. Okay, so this is really saying this is this Pluto energy coming through, saying this is time to really get clear on how we need to change, what we need to do, what we need to release. Okay, we can only get to a space of awakening when we have released that which keeps us in our programming. It's that simple. So the cycles, the patterns, the behaviors, the programmings that we carry, because at the end of the day, our programmings will determine our thought processes, our behaviors, and then our actions as well. So this is saying really do the work, guys. Do the dive deep, the deep diving. How's my English today? It's all over the place. Goodness. I really didn't have a night with Jack and Jose last night, I promise you. Damn. Um, so this is really about saying this is now a call to take this seriously. Spend some time in meditation. Make sure that you are really and truly getting to the core energy of what is it that authentically brings me joy, authentically makes me inspired and passionate. Remember, the Empress is also creativity. So, she's abundant in creativity, but what inspires you to be creative in your space or to want to create situations in your space? Because that's going to be really, really important. Okay, the gateway. This is the perfect, perfect card. We couldn't have asked for a better card. Open doors, opportunity, and right timing. Make your move. Make your move. Doors don't always stay open. They don't stay open indefinitely. This is a time for you to really get clear on what you're wanting and really start walking through those doors and going for what you want. I cannot say that more clearly. And Spirit is saying this is the time. Use all of this energy that I've spoken about to get you where you need to be. It is vitally, vitally important that you activate these energies and actually use them to your benefit. And I'm going to just say something because there's this little feeling like I'm getting, and Kelsey's kind of like a little bird on my shoulder. Self-worth really is important with this, guys. The Empress does not doubt her worth. So you're having to step into spaces of manifesting from places where you really truly do believe in yourself, and you do actually you are actually able to believe that you're worthy of what you want. Because if you're not in alignment with all the stuff that you're manifesting, stuff isn't going to come to you until you reach that. I always use that analogy. I've made it a million times. It's the universe is a massive radio station. Abundance is up here, lack is down there. Your frequencies have got to meet. Okay, so please use this as the perfect time. It's saying do this. Here, be the mountain, slow and steady, foundations and patience. Right. So this is a really good. Remember, I said to you that because of that, it was the Mars meeting Chiron. Remember, Chiron is our wounded healer. Okay, so Chiron is that little point, mathematical point in the sky that activates our wounded healer. So that's our healings that need to happen. Okay, Mars is activated in that. And what that is, when it hits that at the end of Aries, it clears the slate. So again, use that for the fresh start. Be patient. In tarot, Pentacles are earth energy. They are the slowest moving suit of the deck. That's it. This is about being really firm in your beliefs, firm in your resolve to achieve what you want to achieve, and knowing that you are capable of it and are worthy of it. This is really understanding that just because we can't see it doesn't mean it isn't on its way. That's very much that energy at the moment that I'm feeling from this. Take your time. Do things properly. This is not a rush job. Okay? Your future is not a rush job. It's not like that hurry up, let's get there kind of energy. The journey, we always say it's about the journey, not the destination. But you want your journey to be abundant and. So the more you actively participate in this and the more you do what you need to do in terms of setting your intentions and that, the faster you'll get there. Okay, right. So I'm asking a very specific question now. So that's our general energy. I think it's pretty accurate. I'm just going to move it. I'm sorry, long story sideways. I can't really move my laptop at the moment because it's in a bit of a precarious state and it needs a little bit of surgery. But I just I can't lose my laptop for days at a time at the moment. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to ask very specific. I'm choosing to ask 4 questions in these readings. Okay, and your personal readings will replicate this reading. Obviously, I will just you'll get your video, you'll get the images of the cards and I'll do the reading for you. It's, like I normally do for those who do it. I'm asking 4 questions. 4 is a number of stability and foundation. So I'm working that very intentionally into the readings. Okay. So our first question is, what is the general energy? We've got that. The second question, what cycles do we need to release, please, as a collective? What cycles are we needing to release, please? You gotta love the universe. It's like, any day now, Kelso. Okay, so first out, we have the Tower. That is that Pluto energy that I said to you, what we are not willing to move is being moved for us, right? You can see the dew like falling. Although I must say, in this one, he looks a bit like he's doing parkour with his hand on the wall, but that's not really, yeah, okay. And he's got a bare butt, which I shouldn't actually be showing, but there we go. This is about really and truly releasing. So everything that you are not prepared to, and we all know our cycles, guys, choosing the guy that doesn't give us enough. Okay, well, maybe not in my case being a lesbian, but you know what I'm saying. Like, choosing, I don't know, for me, like emotional eating or something like that. Whatever it is, we know our cycles. And this is saying, it's going whether you like it or not, but best you choose to move it. So that's just the warning card. That's Pluto just putting up its hand and going, I am present for roll call. Then we've got Judgment, the 6 of Cups, the 10 of Wands. This is kind of weird. I'm getting something that I've never this for me feels very much like the weight of childhood issues. I have to say this feels very, very much like childhood issue stuff. And why I say the weight of Judgment for me feels like cycles for us that we have developed through childhood trauma that has created a situation where we judge ourselves. Critical kind of thinking, critical judgment, critical thought, critical speaking. That's very much the energy I'm getting from this. I've never really had being judgy with the Judgment card before, but this feels like that these burdens that you're carrying, the cycles that you're needing to release, are ones that have come through from your childhood and have led you to be judgmental. Now, I'm going to say, and I'm not saying this as a judgment, I'm saying this as a statement of fact and what I'm picking up. So I'm not judging you if you feel like you are. What was that little statement from Sex and the City? Judgy Wudgy was a bear, right? Judgment here, I really do feel very strongly like it's saying, look at what's come up from your past. And judgment may not be that it's a critical judgment in terms of like you judging someone because, oh my God, why would they have worn that belt with those shoes? It could be that you are judging concepts or belief systems that don't work. So things like you're going to judge marriage and the concept of commitment in a relationship. I'm taking this as an example that's been given based on a fact that you grew up with a parental unit that got divorced and you went through it, and that trauma, right, has created in you a judgmental system around what marriage is or what you think marriage is because of it. I'm just using that as an example. That is the kind of energy I'm getting from in terms of the cycles that we keep on repeating. Those are the kinds of energies that are coming through with this. It's very much that kind of looking back at things that have happened in your childhood and that have given you a skewed version or vision or both of what actually it could be. So it's kind of you taking your past trauma and your past experience and you are tainting current situations with your past's brush. You know, we say you can't taint someone with somebody else's brush. It's a different scenario. But those are the kinds of cycles. So this is really deep stuff. Pluto doesn't mess around. It's at Scorpio. I told you this was going to be a deep dive. No messing around. So this is saying very clearly, very, very clearly, that you are going to really need to look at what's come up from your childhood that leads you to judge situations before you've let them actually play out and prove themselves. Okay. And it can be in anything. It can be in relationships. It can be in business. It can be within yourself. Just not having the faith. Maybe you had very critical parents who, you had an older sister who was the shining light and you weren't, or however this plays out in your reality, this is the kind of cycle you're looking at. Because the last card out is the Page of Cups, and that's saying to me that forgiveness is needed. A lot of the healing that needs to happen now, even if you have to manifest the ability to forgive, if you've struggled with forgiveness, okay, this is something that has to come up now, because the forgiveness, let's be clear about forgiveness, it's never about the other person or the situation. It's about yourself. It's about setting yourself free. Okay, so either you clear or these cycles are being cleared out for you. They are going to be big cycles. These are not small things. Our childhood traumas are never just like little like playthings, right? And this is going to require forgiveness. Please have a look at the cycles that you are working with and that you are carrying. That is, it is big, big energy here. There are only 5 cards, but let me tell you, this is big, big energy. You've got 2 major arcana, and they're both very transformative energies. The Tower is just sudden, unexpected, and the Judgment is huge energy as well. It does look, and before everyone says, Judgment can be about reconciliation. Remember, we're asking what cycles we need to remove and what we need to walk away from. So it's not just in case you're wondering about that. This is going to be about what you are actually judging. It's very interesting energy. I've never had that from that card before. Guys, please take a look at what's you carrying through from your childhood. This is important. This is very important. We are at it, and I know it's hard work. Trust me, I work on myself all the time. I get it. But we are being given the opportunity, and Pluto is helping us do this right now. So if you frustrate yourself because you know you carry these cycles and you don't want to carry them anymore, then this energy is actually helping you do that. Okay. Right. What do we need to focus on manifesting as a collective? Obviously, in the pop-up readings, these will be done for you and in depth. We'll do clarifications and things like that to be specific for you in your ones. Again, I just have to try and make sure that this loads up on hotspotting. Okay. What do we need to look at leaving? Okay. What else is there, please? Anything else? Jeez, this is like stuck. It's like seriously stuck. Sorry guys, just give me a second. I just want to quickly anything else you can tell us about what we need to focus on, please? Okay. I do just quickly want to get a card here. I'll show you the cards now on this Two of Swords. Okay, can you just give me a clarification on the Two of Swords, please? Okay. Alright, so bear with me here. This is turning out to be a little bit longer than I'd hoped for, but sorry, just give me a second. One should never waste a good cup of tea. Okay, so I've asked here, the first three cards that came out, what we need to focus manifesting. We've got the Knight of Swords, the Two of Swords, and the Six of Swords. Guys, this is very mental energy. Very, very, very mental energy, right? So ground yourself, because Taurus is earth energy. So there's going to be, if you're in your head, you're going to be away with the fairies, you need to ground yourself. Taurus is going to require that of you in this session, right? So here we go. Okay, the Knight of Swords always delivers messages with clarity. Okay, that very, very clear, very concise, knows what he wants, goes for it. Okay, Two of Swords, it's about keeping yourself trapped, and the Six of Swords is about moving to calmer waters. Now, what I want to say to you here is, with these three cards, it's saying to me that what we're needing to manifest are ways for us to really and truly unveil ourselves. Okay, that's the best way I can say it. Look here. She is keeping herself in the traditional tarot. She can actually take this blindfold off. Okay, and in the traditional tarot, there's more behind her. There's land behind her. There's more out there than she realizes. This is saying when you are manifesting now, you're wanting to manifest, I almost want to say, like, ways to move forward. Not just basically move forward because the Six of Wands moves you to better things, but it's about manifesting the opportunity for the clarity around this. Okay, let manifest the universe showing you how you are actually sabotaging yourself, because we do sabotage ourselves. Because when I looked at this Two of Swords, I asked for clarification, and we got the Emperor, the Nine of Swords, and the Hermit. So the clarification on the Two of Swords, which is us holding ourselves here, is releasing what keeps us anxious. Okay, so this very well could be fear of making decisions. That's what could be keeping us stuck, right? That's not where you want to be when you are trying to move forward. So manifest some clarity around it. Manifest assistance with signs. How do I do this? How do I do that? Because the Emperor steps into the power, and the Hermit saying it's going to require some energy from you to be quiet and to reflect and to do the internal work. Guys, I cannot keep on saying to you how much Pluto is expecting us to do our deep diving. It's just there. There's nothing we can do about it. So we have to play that game. So this is very much about, when you are manifesting, you are focusing on what's going to move you forward with clarity. The Emperor, again, like the Knights of Swords, has a plan, takes action after reflection. Okay, the Emperor in reversed would have just done whatever he wanted to do, no planning. The Emperor upright strategizes. So this is saying, don't let fear of decision making hold you back, right? Really focus on what you want, because in the next set of cards, you've got the Nine of Cups, the Seven of Swords, and the King of Wands. So this is saying moving towards your Nine of Cups, which is wishes fulfilled, right? With clarity, okay? The Seven of Swords is understanding that sometimes we fear making decisions for our highest good, purely based on the fact that we think that it is not conventional, or we don't feel like how we want to get somewhere or what we want to do is going to work by conventional methods. This is saying, don't do that then. Have the confidence in yourself, the King of Wands. You've got two very confident cards here, guys. You've got the Emperor, both fire energy, right? So that's serious confidence, creativity, passion, like drive. It's yang energy, action, all right? The Seven of Swords is also about strategizing. It's about doing things your own way. Find a way to make yourself happy. It doesn't have to be conventional. When I spoke to you earlier about finding paths and things like that, I said, what makes you authentically happy? This is it. You're stressing over making decisions. There's fear and doubt about making decisions about how to move forward, because it could just be that you don't feel like the way that it would normally work for others will work for you, or you are worried about being judged. Where's that card? You're worried about being judged by what truly makes you happy. So what? It's your life. Don't worry about what other people have to say. I'm not saying just give up your job and go and do some random pottery course and then like make cups without like, or beautiful plates or whatever you want to make, like, and you think, that's fabulous. Mara said I must just follow my bliss. Yes, follow your bliss with a strategy and a plan. Again, Emperor, right? But don't be scared to make the decisions that people may not understand. Okay, that others may not understand. This is not a time for us to be playing small. It's not a time for us to be people pleasing. It's not that energy anymore. We cannot move forward into the 5D energy that's already starting to land. We can't do that if we are in a space of people pleasing, self-sacrificing, self-sabotaging, and judging. Okay, because I do feel that whatever it is in your childhood that's being judged, it's given you a set of preconceived ideas, and that is limiting you. It's preventing you from moving forward. Okay, so important energy there. Right, so now I'm just going to ask us for some advice, please. Can you give us some advice, please, Spirit, on what we need to know around this new moon? What do we need to know, please? What do we need to know? Let's see. You got the Emperor again. You've got the Emperor again. The advice, the Eight of Pentacles is the bottom of the deck. That is put in the work, people. Put in the work. You can see he's at his desk. He's busy grafting, right? Put in the work. Here, Three of Swords, Star. Heal from what has broken you. That is your advice. Heal from what has broken you. Because you're not going to get what you want until you've done the work. Until you can remove these preconceived ideas and you can leave the cycles of judgment behind and allow yourself to truly be you. This is huge energy. It's not easy energy, but it's huge energy for us. So the universe is saying, do the healing. The Star card is all about healing. You've then got the Emperor and the Queen of Cups. This is for the Queen of Cups is the epitome of love, right? And self-love. Cancerian energy, right? And you've got the Emperor, which is Aries energy. Again, Mars in Chiron at the last degree of Aries over this new moon. You've now got the Emperor twice. Okay? Be bold. Strategize. Follow your bliss. The Queen of Cups does what she loves, as does the Empress. But she does what she loves. This is not about playing small anymore. The Emperor is not going to invade a tiny village in the middle of nowhere. He's going to take on an entire empire to conquer, right? This is about not playing small anymore, not allowing your past to determine your future and your present. So I really hope that this has helped. This video has gone much longer than I had expected. I do just want to do one last thing to bring a little bit of magic into it. I want to just do a quick message from Avalon. I do love these messages. To end off the reading. Is this just one card? It is two. The message for today. The light that you are seeking is already within you. Follow those things that bring peace to your soul. That could not have been more apt. Okay, my magicals, I love you all madly. Have a most spectacular day. If I'm not able to do another video before the new moon, I wish you the most magical new moon and wishing you all your wishes that come true, my angels. Sending you big loves. And I promise you, as soon as Wi-Fi is up, I will definitely be back in action more readily. Biggest loves, guys. Biggest loves.